Hey everyone, welcome to Mama Issues. I'm Charmaine.
I'm Shani.
Hello, I am Mama Shelly, and today we're going to talk about control. How do you balance that and let go? Let's get into it. Motherhood isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. And we want to help you find your own path to purpose and promise. So have you ever felt a moment where you were in control and let go? What were some of those moments? Let's talk about that. Because we all know about being in control, right? Mm-hmm. Control of you feeling like you need to have control of your life, control of your children, so no harm will come to them with all of the background trauma that we've experienced, right? Mm-hmm. So how do you balance all of that trauma, control, and then having the strength to breathe, trust God, and let it go?
Give me an example.
You were supposed to. Girl.
All right, let me get up.
Let you move.
I'm good.
Give an example.
So I need to give you an example for your life.
Oh my God. Okay.
Are we here? We here. You sure?
Take the control.
You want me to take control?
for a second.
Sometimes you
Ask
need to
the
take
question.
control.
You need to let go sometimes.
Yeah, let it go.
See, you learning.
Baby.
You learning.
Okay, baby, your turn.
How do when I know that I'm being, when I know that I'm in a situation where now I feel like I'm overwhelmed. But it took a long time to get there because naturally, I like to control everything. And I'm not afraid to say that because I'm over it now. But, I wouldn't admit to it. I'm growing.
You are.
I'm growing.
So what do you feel like you need to control?
I need to control my mouth because I speak too soon. Because of the anointing that God has placed on me, I can see before people even know. And I've even, in certain situations in you all's life, I have demonstrated that as well. And it was very scary to know that you're anointed and you try to run away from that. So then it's like, because you can either use that as good and bad, and sometimes I would use it as bad because I understand the situation. So I would try to control the situation and instead of letting God speak to me, settle my spirit, and to listen to God on how to deliver that message so it's not perceived as control. Because sometimes it's not control, but it's just like I'm just trying to help you not go into that pit that I see you going into because I was blessed with seeing that.
So if God gives you a vision, for example,
vision.
you feel like you want to control the outcome.
Yeah.
And knowing now you can't control the outcome because he just gives that vision, that gift to you.
And learning to respect each person's journey. Going back to when we were speaking about journey, it forced me to be quiet and to let everyone go through their journey. Because I cannot control the outcome. Even though if you just listen to me, it wouldn't be that. But I have to learn to be quiet. And someone told me not too long ago that, Shani, I don't need you to uplift me. Stop uplifting me. I want to be who I am. And when I heard that, I was like, wow, you need to stop trying to control everything. You have to let them go through their journey like you did. When I didn't want anybody judging me in my journey. So when people say things like that, it just humbles me more and shows me you are out of control. No matter how much you feel like you're, quote unquote, pouring into somebody, you may be breaking down their journey. So I've just learned to be quiet and let them enjoy their journey instead of controlling their journey just because I have visions.
And sometimes what I'm hearing is it's not necessarily about the journey, it's about the process that we can take away from them. Because some water, some plant, but only God gives the increase. And so when we try to interfere or control the outcome, we're actually hindering their growth. We're hindering their possibility. We're hindering their promise, because that's not our job. That's something I really had to learn. I remember I used to have to drive like 30 miles to a job when I was working with families and doing family in-home therapy. I would see the same people over and over again, knowing their situation. Like, if you would just
Yes.
go to school, stay in school,
Right.
you could get out of this situation financially.
Right.
Or if you would just communicate differently. Like, I would bring in everything. I would bring in the answer, wanting them to change. But God had to tell me one day, that's not your job, that's my job. Your job is to plant the seed. I'll grow it up. You plant it. So that control.
But how do you plant the seed without stepping on or stepping over boundaries?
How does a farmer farm?
What you mean by that? Because I'm not a
Okay,
farmer.
So what I'm saying is farmers, their job is to make sure the soil is good. Their job is to plant the seeds. It's not their job to control the weather.
That kind of reminds me of, like, I get it now, like a farmer planting a seed, watering, tilling the ground,
Right.
and then watching for it to grow.
Right. Now, how long are you going to sit there and
Right.
just wait for everything to grow? You're not. You have to trust the process. And really, they're trusting God
Yeah.
that it's going to rain and the sun's going to shine.
Yeah.
It's not our job.
Yeah, but what do you say to that person saying, for
It's
example,
not your job.
it's not, but we can't just leave people. I believe you can't just leave people to just be self-destructive. You
That's
you
a
see
dilemma.
me walking
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
freeway.
that's
It's
a
a thin
dilemma.
line. It's a
You
thin
see
line.
me walking in the freeway. You're not gonna say, well, I'm gonna just let her walk and
That's
she'll
her
figure
journey.
it out.
You're right.
I mean, at the same time, you can swerve around because
Really?
no. I'm just saying you cannot want it more than the other person
That's
wants
what
it
I
for
had to learn.
themselves.
It's mentality.
They know it's the freeway.
You gotta meet them at their level.
They know it's
basically.
the freeway.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pull over every person that walks in the freeway. You know where I live? California. Now, there's many people on the freeway walking. Now, you think if I stop and say, hey, I don't think you should camp on this exit. I think you should go to exit 203. That's not my job. You know where you're at. Realistically, you know where you're at. And when we're sad, we know that we're sad. When we're not fulfilling our purpose, we know that we're not fulfilling our purpose. Let's just keep it 100.
I think
You
some
knew
people
you were,
do.
yeah.
Some people do, but then some people don't because they're just so comfortable with who they are.
That's the problem.
I don't even think it's like that, because look at my situation as a mom, growing up in a single parent home. I didn't realize that I was in trauma.
You don't.
So I need somebody to pull me out of that highway, because I don't even know where I am.
Well, when you put it
I
in
don't
that
even know if I'm in, I don't even know what state I'm in. I need you to come and get me. And that's what so many people need. They need you to come get them. They need you to be the voice. They need you to be the eyes. Sometimes I need you to be my feet. Sometimes I need you to be my hands and carry me.
You're right.
So coming from my lens, I didn't even know I was depressed. Going back to, how do you know what you don't know? You don't know. So we need you. I think the question may be more so, how do you navigate between discerning if you should go tell
Right.
them or not? How do you
Yeah.
navigate that?
That is what you
Well,
need to have.
when I encourage somebody, I always get that discernment. Ask the Lord to give me more insight, because I can't just come and talk to you and think I know what I'm talking about, because I'm definitely not gonna know. That's why we don't rely on ourselves. But when I talk to somebody and I encourage them, first you have to be ready in and out of season. That's what the Bible says. You
Right.
got to be ready in and out of season to correct, rebuke, and to encourage.
That part.
So once you have corrected, rebuked, or rebuked and correct, make sure you leave them with encouragement.
Right.
Don't just, or like for your instance, you said that the young man had told you, don't even try to encourage me. I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be encouraged. Okay, well that's fine, but this is what I heard from the Lord. And then leave it at that. It ain't up to you to check in like, hey, what about that word I told you? That's none of your business. You tell them what was supposed to be told, or you encourage them, and then guess what? Along down the line, they're gonna eventually hear it.
But what if they
Whether
don't?
if they don't, that's up to not you.
That's what I just
Because the
said,
farmer,
in another way.
guess what happens? The farmer, if they see that there is rubbish after the ground has been tilled and the seed has been planted, and then there is no production or no increase, that farmer will have a it's called a medical fire or prescribed fire.
Right.
They will light that ground on fire and get rid of everything that is not producing fruit
Right.
or producing, So that's exactly what will happen. If you're not producing anything, that's not up to you as the farmer. You just do what your job is.
Okay. So if you do what your job is, for me, my personality is to pour into. So how do I get out of knowing who to pour into, since everyone doesn't want to be poured into,
I
and
think,
finding that balance?
you want to answer that or you?
No, go ahead. I'm just trying to process what you said. So you're saying, for example, someone you were pouring into and you thought that's what they needed.
So they didn't need it.
How do you find balance in that?
Yeah.
You don't even, if you,
See,
like
that's
we talked about
now I'm trying
purpose.
to
We
control
talked
it.
about purpose.
Yeah.
You believe your purpose is to encourage, to help push, because I think that is your purpose. That part of your purpose, you push
Yes.
in the right direction. But if they are not accepting it, that is really not up to you. You have fulfilled what you have done. You know what I'm saying? Don't get discouraged because you get one rejection. That doesn't make sense. That's still your purpose.
But also, you have to realize not everyone is your assignment.
That
Yeah,
is
That may
definitely
be
true.
your
true.
purpose,
That is
but it
definitely
may
true.
not be your assignment. That's just like me being in education for all these years. If I put myself in the position of a student, if I walk into somebody else's classroom, sit down, that wasn't
You
on
out of
my
line.
schedule.
You out of
Yeah.
line.
But
It's like
I'm
teaching
doing an
science
assignment.
and
I'm
you
not gonna get
teach
any
math.
credit for it.
Yeah.
So we
That's
have to
real.
know our assignment
That is real.
also. So to me, if someone's, it's kind of sticky.
Yeah.
But you do have to know. That's why you have to stay connected.
Right.
And there's a scripture that says, "Hey, dust your feet.
Dust
if
your
they don't
feet.
receive you,
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing. Dust your feet.
And take your peace with you.
Right. Absolutely. Your peace. That's what you need to realize.
Yes.
So how do you find the balance in everything with ministering to people? Because it is difficult when they don't receive what you're trying to pour into them.
How do you know that though?
I don't know that.
That's the control part again.
Yes.
You're right.
definitely.
Back at control.
Back at control. No, let me stop. Trying to control the outcome. That's not your job.
Yeah.
We have to let God be God.
Yes. There's nothing else to say to it, because just like Jonah, he said, he was like in the belly of the whale, because God told him, go and say.
Yeah.
But once he understood and he was like, okay, God, I'm going to go. And when he went, the people was still acting a fool. And he went to God and he said, why did you come to me? Why did you, first of all, pull me out of what I'm doing just to come
Right.
tell a rebellious generation what you have told? And God said, you see this plant? You didn't make this. I did. It's not your problem. That is control.
It is.
So we have to be, mindful of that.
One of the most tearful things that I had to come to realization with was when God told me to take my hands off of you all, my children. He said, they're not yours. They belong to me. Now, you all know as a mother how difficult that is. Wanting to control the outcome. And I wanted to control the outcome, but I was doing more harm than good.
Right.
I was basically squeezing the life out of you all trying to control the outcome. I was sexually abused, so I didn't want you all to be sexually abused. But guess what?
It still happened.
Right. So we can't always control the outcome. But yeah, I mean that was one of the most heart-wrenching things for me to do. Is
What?
realize that I could not control the outcome for my children. But
Yeah.
God had the answer.
Yeah. Being in survival mode will keep you on trying to control every single thing.
Let me ask you, because you're very, very vocal.
Very, very.
Yeah, not to put your business out there,
Oh,
but
fair.
like, you know, I can hear you sometimes like, do this, do that. I've done it too. I remember the time when I wanted the house clean so bad. Y'all know I'm a neat freak. You can eat off my floors. But I realized that through therapy, that was control, and it stemmed from fear. So what are some of the issues and your behaviors that you can think of that you're seeing it come out?
Oh, for me, it's always trying to control that those clothes gonna be done. They're never gonna be washed all the way. like
You are so.
I'm just keeping it real. We all know we got laundry laying around. So it's always the laundry. I'm being so serious right now.
It's real, though. It's real.
Laundry has humbled my life.
Shani.
No, I'm saying like having me and my husband and one child. Okay, cool. I can do this. Then 2 children. Hold on, that's a lot of clothes. 3. And
Oh,
keep
you
going.
know, I know.
And it's like, I cannot control that this is going to be an ongoing cycle. I can't. I cannot control that. So it really made me like, oh, because I used to walk around like really mad. Like, I really want this done. I always want it done. I like clean clothes. I want it put up. What?
Control.
Yeah, very, very much controlling. And then one day, God put. That's why it's good to have God in your life, because He reminded me
Seriously.
that peace be still, and it's you're trying to be busy. Calm down, sit down.
Sit yourself
It is
down.
what it is. So even the little thing is laundry. It seems so small, but it's bigger than that. You know how when people say, "Nah, it's deeper than that." You're not yelling just about them clothes. No, I'm yelling that I want everything in a specific order because first of
Control.
all, I grew up with a father that was in the military and a mother that's a teacher. Both professions have an agenda. So naturally, I attached myself to that and wanted to control because I'm used to being being
Controlled
controlled.
environments,
in
yeah.
a controlled environment, and I was never used to just coming home and throwing my jacket, or I couldn't just throw my backpack on the ground. It was everything has a place, you know.
And
So-
it does.
That lingered on into me being a mother, and it's like I started doing that. Now all of my children have cubbies trying to control the toys. Like I got sections. Okay, you put all the cars in this drawer. You put all
literally
of
do.
the like I literally have it like that, and then I still
Labeled.
get frustrated. Literally, I'm a labeler. So I'm controlling only trucks go here, only sports cars go
Wow.
here, and it's just
OCD.
like it gets overwhelming for me. But when my kids are gone, I enjoy the look of it. So I'm learning to let the room just be a mess. They're learning, but I'm teaching them gradually.
What I just picked up is control really about them or you?
It's me. I can admit that.
Yeah.
I'm never
Definitely.
afraid to admit when I'm wrong.
Yeah, because I still struggle to this day. I still
With what?
with controlling
Really?
myself. Yeah, I am obsessed
You're
with
so
success.
sweet.
No, it's success.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's my control.
definitely.
Because, but then I had to come to the realization you are successful.
Yes.
You know, and what others may think that is not your success, that's not your success. You know, don't compare yourself, because then that's when you start getting really out of control. When you start controlling yourself, because being a high school dropout, I'm like, now I feel like y'all, but on a different page as far as teenage parenting. I feel like I have failed because I dropped out at 9th grade. That's young.
Right.
And so I'm like always obsessed with, I need to do better, I need to do better, I need to do better. Now I kind of understand why y'all always like that.
I would say that.
But I'm like, I need to do better, I need to do better. And then God is really just making me lie down in green pastures
Right.
because he's like, you do not need, you're good enough. Stop
Yes.
always being obsessed with your success. This is crazy. You out of
Yes,
hand.
obsessed with your success.
Very out of
yes.
hand because you're trying to control every single thing, and that's why you fall into depression.
Right.
Because you're trying to control so much. That is not even your title.
But if you're already following your purpose,
Exactly.
So I know this is good, it's juicy, and it's helping us to unveil.
Yes.
It's time to wrap it up. So on the wrap up, what's one thing, give me a nugget, Charmaine, that you can deposit in somebody's spirit who feels like they have to control everything? What would be the ease, the resolution?
Be confident. Be confident and know that God has your life in his hands. Don't try to take your life in your own hands because it's not going to turn out good.
Amen.
for me,
Yes, ma'am.
oof, I work on it every day. So let's see where I start. Just stop. Just stop. Stop trying to control. And it could be the smallest thing as the laundry. Stop trying to make it work if it's not working right now. Learn how
You
to
gonna burn
just be.
yourself out.
Yes.
Yep.
Learn how to lie in those green pastures. Stop trying to control every little thing in your life, and then you'll start to gradually stop controlling things.
All right. Let's move out of the control, balance it, so we
Yes.
can be productive and successful. Mothers, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
So thanks for tuning in to another episode of Mama Issues. So if you like this episode, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.